everyone, and welcome to this beginner level yoga Pilates blend class. I'm Tracy Renee Stafford, and I've been teaching yoga and Pilates and other mindful movement for several decades. And I really love the combination that these two forms offer for being able to develop mindfulness and core strength and improve balance and flexibility and posture and body awareness. And so I usually teach hour-long classes online live, and this is going to be a compact flow focused on mindfulness, stretching, and core strength. And I always want to give a balance of a good flowing workout with giving good cues for alignment and modifications for safety. So please do listen to all the good information I'm giving, but also listen to your own body so you always feel safe and strong and supported. Okay, so we're gonna start sitting up tall, and I'm actually sitting on a towel that's folded up just to give my hips a little bit more height, and I do recommend that. And you can use as many towels as you need, and you can also sit in a chair for this first part. And so if you can imagine that you have a string pulled up through the crown of your head, pulling you up tall so that you can be long, but you can also hang down from the string so the body can relax. The hands can rest wherever you want. And for this first part, you can have your eyes open or closed. And just begin by bringing your attention to the breath right at the tip of the nose. And just notice the air as it's entering through the nostrils and leaving through the nostrils. And begin to lengthen and deepen the breath, so making the inhale a little bit slower and deeper, and the exhale slower and deeper. And widening your field of awareness to also notice the lungs and the belly filling up with the breath as you inhale, and relaxing as you exhale. And as you're feeling the sensations of breathing, bring your awareness through the whole body. So first, relaxing all the muscles of the face, relaxing the eyes and all the muscles around the eyes, and spreading out the forehead. Relaxing the jaw and the tongue, all the way down to the root of the tongue and the throat. Just feeling the collarbones moving freely with the breath. Letting the shoulder blades relax heavily down the back, feeling the weight of the arms, and just noticing where the hands are making contact with the legs, letting them rest. Feeling the length of the spine, the length of the waist, and feeling where the pelvis is making contact with the ground. Feeling the weight of the legs and wherever the legs and the feet are making contact with the ground. So keeping the breath long and full and deep. If your eyes are closed, letting them open. And if you're sitting onto the floor, if you can bring the fingertips out to the side. If you're still on the chair, they can rest on your legs or even hold underneath the chair. Breathe in, grow tall through the spine, and as you breathe out, tilting your head over to the right and staying here. Breathing into the left side of the neck. So as you inhale, feeling the neck expand on the left side, filling up with air, and breathing out as it relaxes. Imagining that the lungs are in the left side of the neck, filling up with air as you breathe in, And breathing out as they relax. Reaching the left ear up to the ceiling. Reaching the left shoulder down to the floor. And on your next breath out, curl your chin gently in and roll your head over to the left side and stay here. So we're breathing into the right side of the neck now. And so imagining that the lungs are in the right side of the neck. Breathing in, they fill up with air, they inflate. Breathing out, they're relaxing. The right ear is reaching up towards the ceiling. And the right shoulder is going down the back. And on your next breath out, curl your chin in, and we're going to roll from side to side. So inhaling as your head tilts over to the right, and exhaling, curling your chin into your chest. Inhaling, curling your head over to the left, and exhaling, curling chin to chest. And just continue moving in your comfort zone, inhaling to the side, exhaling, curling in. And inhaling to the side and exhaling, curling in. Just doing one more each way and feeling the breath inspire the movement. We're going to curl the head over to the right side one more time and stay. And if you can let the right hand rest on the floor or the chair, sweep the left arm up so your left hand is on the side of your head by your ear or behind your head. And if your hand's behind your head, don't let your head get pushed forward. Keep your back as though it's against an imaginary wall with the chin in. And breathing here, we're going to let the ribs side bend over. So keep weight on your left hip, but let the ribs now curve and bend open like an accordion, expanding as you breathe in and relaxing as you breathe out. Let the right elbow bend so the shoulders are away from the ears, the head is relaxed. Filling up the left side as you inhale, relaxing it as you exhale. And then curve forward, move over to the other side. So bringing the left hand to the floor or onto the chair, sweeping the right arm up so your hand is either on the side of the head or it can be behind the head, keeping the chin in, keeping the back against the imaginary wall so the chest is still wide open. Breathing here, letting the spine curve over to the left. Okay, there's weight into your right hip. And the left arm is bending so the shoulders are away from the ears. You're reaching the right elbow up to the ceiling and reaching the right hip down to the floor. And then curving forward, we're going to go side to side. So inhale as the left arm sweeps forward and up. And exhale, it sweeps forward and down. And inhaling, the right arm sweeps forward and up. And forward and down. And just continue moving in your comfort zone. Inhaling when you're at the side. Exhaling as you sweep forward. And inhaling to the side. And exhaling forward. We're going to do one more each way. Breathing into the ribs. Just always feeling weight in the pelvis. You're rooted. Okay, and we're going to stay forward, and if you can hold your position forward, letting the head relax completely down. Hands supporting the body, weight staying in the pelvis, and let the back round. So as you breathe here, try to pull your shoulder blades wide apart. Send your sternum back. Let the head bow down and breathe in between the shoulder blades and into the back of the neck. And on a breath out, curling your head up one vertebra at a time. Okay, and we're going to go into all fours position. And so in your all fours, you can be on your mat But if you want more padding for your knees, you can take your towel that you've been sitting on and keep it underneath your knees. And with the wrists, if it's comfortable to be on them right underneath the shoulders, that's great. But if that's hard on the wrist, you can also take another rolled up towel and have it onto the wrists so that the fingers are able to slant down. There isn't as much of an angle. And you can also roll your mat up and create a little bit of padding there so that the angle of the wrists is a little bit less severe. Okay, so as you like. So hands are right underneath the shoulders, knees are right underneath the hips. Lengthen out through the spine, keeping the eyes to the floor. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears and just micro bend the elbows so they're not hyperextended straight. There's a micro bend as though if the elbows were going to bend deeper, they'd be in tight to the sides of your body and not going out to the sides. Okay, so you want to be squeezing the muscles in the armpits. Okay, we're going to start off with the cat spine. Keep the back of your neck long and focus more on a string on the chest, pulling the chest forward, letting the tailbone tip up, relaxing the stomach muscles. And then exhale to round the spine, curling the head and the tail in, drawing the navel to the spine. And again, inhale, pull your shoulders down, reach forward through your chest, tailbone tips up. And exhaling as you round the spine, squeezing the ribs in, pulling the navel to the spine and curling the tailbone down. So two more, inhaling, pulling the chest forward, the neck is long, tailbone lifts. Exhale, squeeze the ribs in, draw the navel in, curl the tailbone to the floor. And last one, so the shoulders are staying away from the ears, the spine is lengthening. And then breathing out, squeeze the ribs in, pull the navel in, contracting your abdominal muscles. And then come into a neutral spine where your spine is straight like it's a tabletop, keeping your eyes to the floor. Shoulders are pulled down, and again, you're squeezing those muscles in the armpits and the elbows are in that micro bend. And so you want to knit your bottom ribs in together and draw your navel in towards your spine so your abdominals are really supporting your back to be straight. We're going to inhale to prepare and exhale as you slide opposite arm and leg off the floor and inhale as they slide back in. And we're going to go side to side. So exhaling as opposite arm and leg slide off the floor and inhale in. And just continue. If you can try to focus on the sliding feeling and not so much that they're lifting. So it's not about the height, it's more about the lengthening and the smooth quality. So there is that core control. So we're going to keep going, but if you can, we're going to add on. We're going to exhale as opposite arm and leg reach. They're going to open out to the sides of the room as you breathe in. Return to front and back. And then inhale as they slide in. So either option. Exhaling, opposite arm and leg reach. Inhaling, they open out to the side. Exhale, they return to front and back. And inhale to return. And just continue with either option. Our goal is staying stable through the body as though you really are like a table. So keeping your shoulders and your hips really level. Keeping the bottom ribs drawn in, the navel drawn in. And you want to keep the shoulders pulling down your back and holding that micro bend in the elbow. And we'll just do one more of each. Exhaling as you reach. Inhaling as you open. Exhaling as you reach. And inhaling as you land. And last one, exhaling, reach. Inhaling, open, exhaling, reach, and inhaling, land. Okay, we're going to do some push-ups, and we'll do these kneeling, and even though this version is quite accessible, it's still really challenging, so it should be good for everybody. From your hands being right underneath your shoulders, you're going to move them one handprint forward. Okay, so just a little bit forward. They're not right underneath, they're just a little bit forward. And then looking just a little bit ahead of you so that your shoulders are down and your neck is long. We're going to inhale as you bend your elbows back and reach your chest towards the floor, and exhale as you press up. Okay, so I want you to keep your tailbone in the air, not letting it tip, so that your back is staying straight and protected. And we're going to inhale as you're going down and exhale as you're going up. Now I want you to keep your elbows in tight to your sides and not let them open out to the side. So it's not important how deeply your elbows bend. It can be really small because this is actually really challenging. Okay, so the important thing is keeping your shoulders down and keeping the spine straight. And we'll do two more. And so you can see your chest is going a little bit forward. You're bringing your chest between your hands and pressing up. So the body's moving a little bit forward and a little bit back. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to do one more core thing and come down onto the forearms and come into a forearm plank. So you can basket weave your hands together and then extend your legs out straight and land your knees. I'm just going to move my towel. Okay, so in this forearm plank with your knees down, you can probably already feel your body working out. And so that's great. Pull your shoulders down your back and draw your ribs in and draw your navel in, and almost imagine that you're in that little bit of an angry cat posture. So if you had a tail on your tailbone, it would be curled down towards the floor. The navel's drawn in because the tendency is to let the back sink and then it's going to hurt. And so if you do feel any discomfort in your back, it basically means that your hips are sinking. Okay, so you need to keep your hips lifted even if it feels like it's quite high. Do that so there's no compression in your back. Okay, we're going to hold and breathe here, and this might be enough for you already. And then if you want to challenge, on your breath out, you lift one knee off the floor and inhaling as you lower and exhaling as you change. Okay, and then if you want even more challenge, you exhale as both knees lift and inhale as both knees lower. So those are your options: knees down, or one knee lifting, or both knees lifting. Okay, if you're lifting as you exhale and lowering as you inhale. Keep the ribs knit in, keep the navel towards the spine. Okay, so there's no movement through your core, it's staying lifted, the tailbone staying curled. Okay, so just one more breath. And gently landing, come into a child's pose. Have your knees wide apart and then sit back towards your heels as comfortably as you can with your arms extending out. If this is hard on your knees, you can take that towel and bring it behind your knees, and it can create a little bit of decompression. Okay, if you can, have your arms shoulder width apart, and if possible, elbows are straight. Okay, and then press all 10 fingers into the floor, squeeze the muscles of the arms, let the head relax, and breathe here. Okay, as you breathe out, bring yourself forward, and we're going to do a lunge stretch. And so from your all fours position, if you can step your right foot forward and bring it a little bit out to the side so that both of your hands can be on the inside of the foot. And with your right foot, it can be slightly turned out if that's comfortable, because our focus is going to be stretching out through the left hip. So whatever allows the hips to be most comfortable. And you might find that your hands are not comfortable on the floor and you need to have some height. You can use your towel, you can even come up onto your fists, you can use books underneath your hands so that you feel supported. And so staying here, pull your shoulders down your back, send your chest forward. Okay, and staying here, see if you can still have the feeling of pulling your navel in towards your spine so that your lower back is not sagging, but you're feeling your ribs in, you're feeling your navel in. Okay? Staying here, or if you can, pressing into your legs and bringing yourself up to fully kneeling. Again, pull your ribs in, pull your navel in towards your spine. And then if you can, bringing your left arm up so your hand comes behind your head, and you're going to twist and look over your right shoulder behind you. And this really deepens the stretch into the left hip flexor. So keeping the navel pulled in, Breathing fully. Good, and then finally bring your hands down to the floor again and stretch your front leg, lifting your toes. And just adjust your hands as you need. And here, again, if your hamstrings are tight, you might need to have some books underneath your hands. So please do that so that you can have your shoulders away from your ears, your neck long. Okay, so you want to focus more on reaching the sitting bone back away from the heel. In that sense, it's not important whether the knee is straight. I'm sure everyone can feel the stretch whether your leg is straight or not. And just keeping that slow, full breath going into the muscles, in the spine long, the neck long. And okay, and then we'll go to the other side. And so just come back through your all fours position. Send your left foot forward. And so like I say, have it a little bit wide so that both of your hands can be on the inside of your foot. And you're welcome to let that foot turn out just slightly so that it's as comfortable as possible in your hips. You can be on your hands, you can be on your fists, you can be up on books. And so pull your shoulders down, reach your breastbone forward, and draw the navel in towards the spine. Okay, breathing slowly here. And feel free to stay here. If you can, press into your legs, bring your hands up onto your front thigh. Okay, still trying to pull your navel in towards your spine so you feel really supported through your back. And then if you can, bringing your left arm up, bringing it behind the head, twisting, looking over your over your left shoulder, looking behind you. And as you breathe out, landing your hands down and then stretching your front leg, lifting your toes, adjusting your hands however you need. Again, getting blocks or books if you need to. And so lengthen your spine out. So pull your shoulders down your back, lengthen your waist, and reach back through your left sitting bone. Again, not important if the leg straightens. If you can, try to pull the toes up towards your face so you're getting a good stretch through the calf. Okay, breathing here. Good, and then bending your knees, coming through the all fours position, and then coming around to sitting, just to finish. And so, just finishing by sitting, and again, a comfortable position. And if you can, lift the belly, lift the chest, and bow the head down towards yourself. Hands can be resting onto your thighs. You can bring them together at the heart. And just taking a bow towards yourself with respect and with honor. Wonderful. So I hope that felt good. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for joining me.